beginning. So is that...
Or are you recording right now?
Yeah, but I mean, I can cut off the beginning of it
okay.
on YouTube, but I'm just saying then I can just start. I mean, is it alright? Or this side, right?
I think it's better on that side. Well, I mean, if you hold it on the other side, you hold it on the other side again. When you hold it towards that light, you get some glare off the light. Like that light over there. If you hold it just like that, there's no glare.
Looks alright. Well, let me try this white record. I don't know if that... I mean,
yeah, that's fine.
Looks alright?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks decent enough. I mean, there's some glare, whatever.
There's a little bit, but it looks like when you're holding it towards that light, it washes out the whole front of the album. But when you hold it straight like you did before, it looks better.
Kind of like here?
Yeah. That's good, so just like that.
Try to think about this chair then. Alright.
Captain's chair.
I'm just saying to line it up, I can hold it straight
like
this. So, alright. So it's recording, everything looks alright?
So far, so good.
Okay, let me...
Got the orange shirt on.
The orange shirt.
In honor of Chris Grant.
What does the orange guy do with him?
I don't know. Wine and... Well, it used to be orange and blue. I don't know, dude.
Not really in honor of Chris Grant, but alright. Alright, anyway, here we go. Alright, let's do the top 25.
Alright, top 25 in 3, 2, 1. We're rolling.
Hey everyone, here talking tune. Wait, hold on. You gotta make sure. See, at the end, it's not gonna matter. If I say, sometimes I do it and I say talking titles.
Okay.
It's not the same. It's not the same channel.
Well, you said talking tunes, so you're good to go.
If I say it, you're gonna have to stop me. You don't have to re-roll. But all right, anyway. All right. Hey everyone, here talking tunes. Alan with the top 25 countdown of 2013. This is from my personal list. Actually, I do a top 100 of the year, and I know it's late coming, but there's a reason for that. A buddy of mine and I always wait till like the 1st of February to go ahead and finalize our best of list. And there's a reason for that. We have so much we want to listen to by the end of the year that it's tough to get through some of it all by the end of the year to do the best of list and finalize it. But also there's so many good things that come out towards the end of the year, you want to have enough time to listen to it. So again, this year we've finalized our list at the beginning of February, and I guess also you have another best of list to look at because they all get released and people put them out all at the end of the year. So here's one that's not jumbled up with all the rest of the best of lists. How about that? Again, I do a top 100, but we're not going to go through all the 100. You can look below in the description and you'll see all the way up to 25 and all the way up to 1. I'll list the entire top 100. But here we're going to start with 25 all the way down to 1. I'm going to show you some records, some CDs of the top 25. And starting here at 25 is Circle Takes the Square, the Decompositions Volume 1 album. I had the opportunity to finally see these guys after a decade just last year, and was able to get the Decompositions vinyl from them. And this is actually the first pressing on black vinyl, which was, I believe it's sold out now. But these guys actually put this out late 2012, so it's another one of those things where we're looking at an album that came out late 2012, but consider it 2013 because it came out, I believe, the last week of 2012. So at number 25, Circle Takes the Square, Decompositions, Volume 1. Now at number 24, here we have Dream Theater's self-titled release that actually released in cool digipack with all kinds of fancy surround sound stuff. And this album took a while to grow on me and really get it up this far in the top 100 of the year. For me, it lands at number 24, and I really think that the songwriting is a lot stronger on this album, the second album without Mike Portnoy, and really enjoy this. Took me a while to grow into it, but it lands at number 24. Now at number 23, Mark Kozelek and Jimmy Laval get together to release this indie-tronica, slowcore, folk album, if you will, called Perils from the Sea, and again, it's my number 23. This is a really good album for those looking to get into Mark's lyrics. I think obviously he's a big lyric guy. Those familiar with his Red House Painter, Sun Kill Moon stuff, but really there's a lot of really interesting lyrics that really come through because of the production and the way the songs are written on this particular collaboration from Mark Kozelek and Jimmy Lavelle, number 23. And number 22, well, back to the records here. This is Vondelpark and the Seabed album, which is kind of a chill out, down-tempo, ambient type of group. And there's a really good song in here called California Analog Dream. I really enjoy that one, so I recommend for those looking for some chill out stuff, some ambient pop, if you will. And that's number 22. What do we have at number 21? Yes, Houses. Here is the A Quiet Darkness album from Houses. Another ambient pop album that really stood out to me when they released the first 2 songs as a single, but they released them in reverse order than you hear them on the album. The single was released with the first track, The Beauty Surrounds, and then Beginnings. Here you find Beginnings, the first track, and The Beauty Surrounds as the second track. I like them flipped, but this album still is a strong one for me. And actually, I should mention my ratings for these. This album and 25 on to this album is 4.5 out of 5. And again, this comes in at number 21. Number 20. Yes, number 20. Checking out, might get some glare on this because of the metallic cover on this album from the Flaming Lips. My album, my 20th album on the Top 100 of 2013 is the Flaming Lips, The Terror, and this one here, it's I don't know, ambient pop, psychedelic, only the way the Flaming Lips can do it. It's definitely a departure from what they've been doing, even though every album they do is a departure, but this is kind of a twisted ambient pop album that if you like Dark Side of the Flaming Lips, you'll enjoy this one here. Number 20, again 4.5 out of 5 for that. And in the number 19 is the latest from Cody Cambria. This is the Afterman Dissension. This is a fancy digibook album that I actually still have sealed, a deluxe edition of it. Features some bonus tracks, but this one comes in, yes, number 19, another 4.5 out of 5 for me. And for me, this is miles better than the Afterman Ascension, which came out prior to this in 2012. This really goes back to what Cody and Cambria do best, progressive pop rock, and they always channel their inner Rush, of course, Claudio Sanchez does. So another 4.5 out of 5 album. And now we're going to go into number 18, some music from Neo-Prog greats out of the UK, Comedy of Errors. This is Fanfare and Fantasy, another 4.5 out of 5 rating for me. This album, if you like Neo-Prog and you like UK prog, this is top-notch stuff right here. From the very first song, I was hooked, and this comes highly recommended to those who enjoy the Neo-Prog, the poppier side of prog. And a lot of long tracks on here for this exclusive release. Actually numbered 236 out of 250. So that is at number 18. And we're going to jump here into number 17. And actually this is kind of bridging the gap from 4.5 albums to 5 out of 5 albums for me. And this is Camels, The Snow Goose. Now I include this, oddly enough, it is their 2013 re-recording of their classic album, The Snow Goose. It's not obviously original music that was released here in 2013. I normally don't include stuff like that, but I put it at the kind of bottom of my 5 out of 5s for the year to give it a lot of credit because Andy Latimer's back, Camel's back, they're touring. They released this as part of the European tour last year, and well, in 2013, and This is what I feel that bands should do instead of, nothing against those that re-release and remaster and stuff like that, reissue albums, classic albums and stuff like that. But I think this is what bands should do. Obviously it's not feasible for Emerson, Lake and Palmer to re-record Carcass or anything like that, or nor would they probably want to. But Camel here re-recording The Snow Goose with the updated technology, the kind of reinterpretation of the songs today as they, as they're recording them, this really sounds like it could be released and written and recorded in 2013. It's that good of a re-recording. So I'll include it, but to be fair to the rest of the pack who are releasing original music, I'll put this at the top, or the bottom, if you will, of my 5 out of 5s for the year, just to give it some recognition. So Camels, the Snow Goose, at number 17. And of course they need no introduction for fans of progressive rock. Number 16 is this release from Checkerboard. It's called The Unfolding, and this is acoustic ambient music at its finest. I was hooked on this when I first heard it on Bandcamp, and I definitely got in touch with Checkerboard, and I said, look, this is absolutely fantastic music, one of my favorite of the year, acoustic ambient music for those interested, at number 16. At number 15, here is some music from a band out of Canada called Decades. They are a post-punk band, a strong electric-driven post-punk band. 10 tracks that go by pretty fast, but they're pretty catchy, and they're pretty enjoyable for those that like that post-punk revival sound. Again, this one is at number 15. Yep. And again, these are 5 out of 5 ratings for me, from here on down to number 1, obviously. Okay, and then we're going to go into number 14. This is the comeback recording from the death metal band Carcass, and the album is Surgical Steel. This was kind of big anticipated album in the world of metal. Now that it's out, it's more in the vein of their later stuff, Heartwork and the like. Very technical, very in your face, very speedy, of course, from Carcass. Again, this is Surgical Steel, and again, a 5 out of 5 for me. And again, this comes in at number 14. Okay, and back to some progressive rock here. This is from the band Mascara de Seara, and the album in my best Italian, of course, Le Porte del Domani, and The Gates of Tomorrow is also, in the English version was released as The Gates of Tomorrow, so a lot of Italian bands did that back in the day. They released an Italian version, of course, the original Italian version, and they released an English version for the English-speaking audience, but of course it always sounds better in Italian. This is a new album from them, 5 out of 5, very strong rock progressivo Italiano from La Mascara de Seara. All right? And now we're going to number 12, some more progressive rock. This comes from Midas. They're out of Japan. Touch the Clear Air. This is violin-driven progressive rock. It's sung in English and Japanese, but definitely a good pick if you're a fan of bands like Kenso, who come from Japan as well. You'll be a fan of this Midas album, 5 out of 5, at number 12. And at number 11, this band, I came across this due to the cover. Autolux is the name of the band. The album is called Native. I enjoyed the cover. I thought the band name was unique. I tried it out, and I was blown away by it. So 5 out of 5 for them. At number 11, it's technical, black, progressive metal that's really in your face, and has a couple of really cool instrumental pieces that I really enjoy. That shows their progressive side. So at number 11, Autolux. Now at number 10 is the new album from Owen, La Yami de Poupelle, and that's my best French, as I gather it would be. This is, of course, on polyvinyl, Owen's longtime home. Mike Kinsella, acoustic emo, or whatever you want to call it, but great acoustic rock is what I like to call it, from Mike Kinsella, another great one from Owen. And that's number 10 for me. Yeah, 5 out of 5. We'll take a look at number 9 now. This is a highly anticipated release from a lot of people, and it's getting a lot of number 1s on people's list, or it did get a lot of number 1s on people's list. This is the new album Deafheaven, called Sunbather, and again it furthers their post-rock, black gaze, screamo, black metal sound that a lot of people feel that they really championed and kind of really have made popular this genre. Of course, there's a lot that came before it, a lot that came after it, but they do it well. 5 out of 5 on Deafheaven Sunbather. Number 9. And at number 8, For those that were disappointed in the Summoning album, or those that were waiting for the Summoning album, in February, this band out of Utah, Caledon Brood, released their album Echoes of Battle, and it's epic fantasy metal, just like Summoning. And I want to say that they're a Summoning clone, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's a very positive compliment. This is fantastic stuff from front to back. Of course, I obviously enjoy it more than the new Summoning album. Nothing against that, but this is 5 out of 5 for epic fantasy metal from Caledon Brood, their very first album. Again, Echoes of Battle. And number 7 is the new album from Soilwork. Been so-so on their past releases. This one here, The Living Infinite, is actually a double disc or double LP. It's a double album, if you want to say that. But 5 out of 5 on it. I got hooked on the first 4 tracks, and it's just back to old type Soilwork for me on this album. So this one comes in here at number 7. And at number 6, my last CD here, not released on vinyl, La Cosencia de Zeno Sensitivita is the name of the album. It's more Italian progressive rock. This is just mind-blowing stuff for those fans of Italian progressive rock. I highly recommend this one here. Again, 5 out of 5. Okay, and then we'll go into number 5 all the way down to number 1 here, the big countdown. This is, and I want to mention here, I'll put this back first. I want to mention that usually, all of this stuff is very deserving when I put it on the list. But this 1 through 5 is just, they're so close to another as far as the way I rank them. It's just, they're almost tied all for number 1. They're that good. There are a lot of differences between all of them. Here at number 5 is the album from CF. It's the second album. It's called Outside, and Michael Silver is the man behind CF. He does a lot of electronic stuff, and he came out with this in 2013, which is it's a page written out of or a page taken out of a Peter Gabriel book. There's a lot of Peter Gabriel influence in this, I think. It's ambient pop. Fantastic stuff. Hooked on first listen. There's a lot to take away from this if you're a fan of ambient pop. I haven't heard another ambient pop album quite like this, quite to my liking. I'm sure there's a lot like this, but people would argue, but not to my liking, as this CF album, Outside. I was intrigued by the name of the band, the cover. I gave it a listen. 300 some listens into the album. 5 out of 5, and number 5 for 2013. Okay, at number 4 comes Steven Wilson's The Raven That Refused to Sing, his third solo album, of course, of Porcupine Tree fame. This is modern progressive rock at its finest. He obviously is, as we all know, influenced by the greats. He's doing a lot of remastering of the greats lately. He really takes that into effect in his solo album, The Raven That Refused to Sing, and Other Stories. 5 out of 5 for me. If you like Porcupine Tree, you like Steven Wilson, you like progressive rock, you already know about this album, of course. 5 out of 5 for Steven Wilson. At number 3, highly anticipated triple album is for these guys. It's triple. They had it put 90 minutes worth of material on their 10th anniversary album, Ko. Hubardo. Number 3, of course, a strong 5 out of 5 from Ko. And their Hubardo album. It was released not really fan-funded, but it was released only on vinyl format through pre-orders from the fans, and digitally as well. I don't believe they'll see a CD release, but the vinyl release is stunning. It's colored vinyl, triple gatefold, an amazing story, amazing music within avant Prague, avant-garde metal goodness from Ko. And there's really a lot to take in from this album. So you have to take 90 minutes and really absorb it, and then probably another 90 minutes, say 5 or 6 times before you actually get this album from Ko. Fine stuff from them. Number 3, 5 out of 5. And at number 2, this came out early in 2013 and was long running as my number 1 album. The latest from Riverside, Shrine of New Generation Slaves. Had the opportunity to see them at Rossfest, and as you can see, is autographed by the band. One of my favorite shows. They played most of the album. It's one song I think they didn't play from it, but this is really, to me, the greatest Riverside album. They really shine with their songwriting on this, their progressive rock atmosphere that they really try to give on each album. Their Pink Floyd type of Pink Floydian atmosphere, but it's aggressive when it needs to be. It's soft and subtle when it needs to be. This is number 2, Riverside, 5 out of 5. And the number 1 album of 2013 for me is anything, of course, by Dan Swano. This is Witherscape, The Inheritance. Dan Swano and Ragnar Viterberg put together a new band called Witherscape, and this first release from them is called The Inheritance. It's equal parts Opeth, Edge of Sanity, and what I feel is there's a lot of nod to his solo album, Dan Swano's solo album in 1998 called Moon Tower. So if you like all of those combined, and even throw in some of his material in Nightingale in there, as far as influence goes, if you put all that in a blender, you get Witherscape, The Inheritance. Dan does keyboards, he does vocals, and he does back on drums for this. Ragnar Viterberg on guitar, on bass, and I actually did an extensive review and format review of this on the channel here. So this is it right here, my number 1 album of 2013, Witherscape, The Inheritance. That chronicles my top 25 of 2013. Again, you can see the entire top 100 below in the description. And I want to thank you for tuning in here on Talkin Tunes, and we're going to do some more vinyl updates this year, some more reviews, and stuff like that. So we'll hope you tune in again next time on Talkin Tunes.